Hey guys, Micah from Black Bear Custom Kydex. I've got a video for you today on a project I just finished on this PKS Mountaineer. And just to set the record straight, a few weeks ago I did a project for a PKS Mountain Lion, and I incorrectly had called it the Mountaineer. I think I did correct it in the title at least of the video, but all throughout the video I was saying Mountaineer, and it was the Mountain Lion. Well, this one is the Mountaineer. Just a little coincidence that it happened to be another project that I had coming through. So anyway, I love PKS, but one thing I struggle with regard to PKS knives is telling them apart. They're not branded with the model names as far as I know, and to my eye they all have a very, not all of them, but a lot of them have a very similar look, and I just haven't spent enough time familiarizing myself with them. So forgive me if I have some gaffes on the model names for these guys, but I know for a fact this one is the Mountaineer. So all right, let's get into this project. This one is trying to get my details straight here. Well, geez, I've forgotten the customer's name. I want to say it's Jason, but I could be missing something here. Well, we'll see. Maybe I'll remember by the end of the video, but let's just show you the project. So he asked me if I could make him a Gator wrapped taco style sheath. That's what you're looking at here. This is brown dyed Gator. Just beautiful. I love this stuff. I love this color. And if you guys aren't already familiar with any of my work with alligator over Kydex, this is what I would consider to be the #1 premium option that I offer. It is both rugged and beautiful. You get kind of all the benefits of the leather with the aesthetic, the softness, all that good stuff. It feels nice, but you also have basically none of the vulnerabilities of cowhide. It's not prone to scratching. You can run your fingernails on it. It's not going to rip open the way cowhide would. It's just really rugged stuff. It's very durable, very beautiful, etc., etc. So my favorite option, and what I would consider to be the top shelf option as far as what I've got available for you guys. So if you're interested in looking at the higher end of the spectrum and the upper tiered stuff, definitely inquire about alligator over Kydex. Let's get a good look at the fit on this. It's got a great click in, no rattle, no play. Ballistic one-handed draw. And this one I decided not to put a thumb ramp on because the handle is super round at the section where the thumb ramp would be. Sometimes I'll opt not to include a thumb ramp if there's a lot of material. With the Gator bonded over the Kydex, it makes for a fairly thick lip on the top of that, so you can definitely get your thumb onto it with no issue. And you get a fair bit of leverage where it's located. So if I were to heat this section here and pull up a thumb ramp, what it would do is actually pull a little bit of the material away from in the retention area. And because this is such a smooth and rounded handle in that section, I don't want to chance having the retention be compromised at all. So where you do have a full lip that you can use to deploy that sheath, I don't think it's necessary to do a thumb ramp there. So there you go. There's a good look at how tall that is off the handle. All right, so really nice fit and finish on this. I'm very pleased with this. I love this sheath. And then we have two different, well, sort of three rolled into two different carry setups. The first is one that I don't think I've actually shown on the channel before. I've done a few projects with this company's clips, but I don't believe I've ever shot a video. This is from a company called Discreet Carry Concepts. You can see it's a metal hook. It's got a little barb there that can loop under the belt. It also happens to be really effective on fabric. I wouldn't say it's as effective as an Alti clip, but you can definitely get that hook to latch into the fabric of, say, your pocket, or if you go inside the waistband with no belt, you'd probably be okay. It's a very tight fitting spring, and it's a really nice clip. I love the design of this. They do make 3 or 4 different models. I believe this one's called the Mod 4. It fits a 1.75 inch belt, and it's a really nice product from a good company. So if you guys are interested in these, I will be trying to make them a little bit more available. Of course, you can request it and I will get that for you. But in terms of having them maybe available for quick ship items on the website or things like that, I'd like to start putting these into rotation. But let me know what you guys think down below. So, all right, basically this carry setup is just a plate. You can orient the plate starting at the second eyelet from the mouth and it rides like so, or you can go up and get it to the first eyelet. Now, if you go to the first one, you're going to have some inherent spacing issues because you'll have a little bit of an overlap, the plate over the mouth area of the sheath. What you're going to need to do in that instance is use some of the taller rubber spacers. I've put a bunch of different hardware and spacers in this bag. So you'll want to use the tallest options. The goal, essentially, if you're going to have anything overlapping the mouth of the sheath, is to have it suspended just above it, or if it is making contact, very minimal contact, because the tighter you cinch that down, it actually starts to affect retention. And where this does have an animal skin covering, you do risk doing a little bit of damage to that skin. Now, this is alligator skin, so it'll be less damage than if you were to do it on cowhide. But of course, if you're using like a screw gun to tighten it down, that's a lot of force that's being exerted, and it can definitely scuff up or scratch or dig into the gator hide here. So be careful if you do it that way. This basically is just a Kydex plate that's been drilled out to allow this discrete carry concepts clip to be posed in a ton of different angles at a ton of different ride heights, and you can of course go up even higher with a single point of attachment. So basically just allows for inside the pocket or inside the waistband carry. So it's a nice little option there. The second and third carry setups here, we're looking at a tech lock on a pivot plate as well as a clasped angler. Now, the clasped angler, this is an invention of mine from a few years ago that allows you to quickly convert between carrying on a tech lock or carrying as a dangler. How it works is it's just a piece of Kydex hooked onto a D-ring, and the leather is also on that D-ring. So if you want to go from a dangler to your tech lock, all you have to do is open that tech lock, and it's going to let go of that piece there that locks in. When you do want to switch it back, it's just as simple as putting it back into the tech lock and locking it up. And as you can see, it's in there really firm. It's snug. I've got stoppers at both ends, so it's not going to move in any direction. It's going to be in there very secure. As for the pivot plate, I'm starting to use polycarbonate plates that I'm having milled out. So you can see it's got 4 mounting holes for options to mount to your sheath. And then it's got the milled slots in the middle and a pivot point in the middle that allow the hardware to be angled differently. So you have about 90 degrees of adjustability there. And of course, you can reorient the tech lock. If you wanted to, you could take the tech lock off, turn it 90 degrees, remount it to the hardware here, and then you've got another 90-degree sector. So by way of readjusting the tech lock at 4 different angles, you have 360 degrees of carry options with your tech lock, which is a really nice thing. You can see the functionality here. The other benefit of having this particular setup is that you can actually take this plate. So right now it's oriented to go on the left side of the sheath for a right-handed carry. And you can go from horizontal carry up to vertical carry. Now, if you look at it like this, you move it over to the opposite side of the sheath, you'd obviously want to take your tech lock off, but you can remove that. You can reorient it appropriately so that you get a rotation like so. So it is ambidextrous, which is really nice. And yeah, it's just a nice little thing. I'm switching to the polycarbonate because this is actually stronger by a large margin than Kydex. So it seems to be a lot more flex resistant, but it is still a little bit flexible. It's not brittle like glass. This is actually used in race car windshields. It's used in bulletproof glass. Stuff is pretty incredible, and it's very, very strong. So this is what I'm switching to for all pivot plates moving forward. And for those of you who are Kydex makers, yes, this is available for purchase as well. So if you want to add pivot plates to what you're doing, I'll be putting these on my website store soon. If you buy this, it'll come with the plate milled out, obviously, the way you see it now, as well as with the hardware that you need to mount it to the tech lock and get the correct swivel. As far as mounting the plate to your sheath, you're going to have to supply the hardware for that, because I don't know what you'll be dealing with for thickness of Kydex or other attachments to overlap with or anything like that. So I'll leave that to you. All right, guys, that is all I've got for you, but I'd love your opinions down below. How did I do on all this stuff? Do you like the new polycarbonate plate versus the molded Kydex? Do you like the Clasped Angler? This is a cool invention. It's very modular, convenient carry setup. How about the discrete carry concepts clip? I know I haven't shown these a lot on my channel, or at all. I think this is the first one I've ever shown on the channel. So for those of you who haven't already been familiarized with that particular piece of equipment, I'd love your opinions down below. And lastly, tell me what you think of PKS. Let me know what you think of the Pathfinder Knife Shop, all of their different products, Dave Canterbury. Personally, I'm a huge fan. I think I don't own any PKS knives, but I'm definitely jealous of the owners every time I get a PKS through the shop. I really love these. They're beautiful. They fit in the hand really nicely, and I believe they're all 1095, which is a good steel that I trust. Kind of that middle of the road, reliable stuff. So, all right, guys, that's all I've got for you. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and as always, I really appreciate you tuning in. So like, share, comment, subscribe. Stick around for the next one. God bless.